It's a shame what's going on in this small, tiny nation. Every day we getting somebody coming from another nation. Near and far, they come here and they prosper. Hey. Illegal migrants don't care. I wonder if they were invited here. Broken law. Okay. Welcome to the Bahamas, where anything goes and the citizens are sitting in the second row whilst everybody else is treated like first class. Now you see why I'm at. I mean, this feels like an invasion. They come here and doing better than you and me. No expenses paid, tax free. This been going on since 1973. These people been living more independent than me. They don't care about the law, the natural born citizen of this country. Lousy leaders are to blame, always looking for votes, always crying about something to get in. The blame starts for change. Time for change, time to free ourselves from citizen oppression. Welcome to the Bahamas, where anything goes and the citizens are sitting in the second row, whilst everybody else is treated like first class. Now you see why I'm mad. I thought they said this land was for Bahamians. What a joke, this is worldwide invasion. Come on and take the whole pie. Keep your eye on the leaders though, cause if it gets dark too early, most likely they just sold the sun out the sky. And if the beach look like rocks, it's because they sold all the sand. Greedy, lousy politicians, all they good for is selling off our islands, our beautiful Bahama land. I've been tired, time to change it. I'm giving it one more try. Just want a better Bahamas, just need a future for our sons and daughters. This time around, I'm voting for the CEO. Anything is better than what I've gotten over the last 25 years. What a mess, I think it's high time. I see plenty in this country and all of that is mine. Tired of sitting in the back row while everybody else eating the peas and rice. That's why I vote in CEO. Change ain't coming, change is here, change ain't coming. Change ain't coming, change is here, change ain't coming. Change ain't coming, change is here, change ain't coming. Change ain't coming. Change is here, change ain't coming.
Whoa. Girls, we out doing it.
Change is here. Change ain't coming. Change is here. Change ain't coming. Change is here. Change ain't coming.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and good afternoon to our studio audience. We are back. This is another edition with a coalition of independents, and we're coming to you with live facts and evidence. Last week, if you remember, we had a report card day for the current government, and I didn't get the accumulative of what the grade point average was, but I surmised that it was below average. And so I don't know what to say to you, if you can, pull up your socks for the next couple of months, or that is it for you. But we continue and we move on. Today we have a lot of current issues that we want to address. And if you know anything about the Coalition of Independence, we come with facts and evidence. So today we will come to you and we will talk about the Morton Salt deal, if you know about that. We will talk to you about a whole lot of other stuff. I want you to get excited, get your water, get your whatever you're drinking on this Sunday afternoon and sit with us. Thank you for inviting us into your home. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for rocking with us as long as you have. I get a bit lonely on this stage, so I'm going to be accompanied by, of course, our leader, Mr. Lincoln Bain, of course, our national chairman, Miss Charlotte Green, Mr. Graham Witherford. That's how we say it? Yes, I want to say these things correctly, okay? We are not a party of we don't take correction. We take correction really well, you know, and we thank you, and we thank everyone in the comments who give us the comments, the feedback, all of that information. We love it. So keep it going, keep it going. I have this tablet, iPad today, and I will be following the comments. If there's anything that you would like to say, please drop it in the comments and we will respond to you. So without further ado, we will encourage and we will join, well, I will be joined with Mr. Lincoln Bain, Charlotte, and Mr. Graham, okay? Give them a round of applause as they come. And as they come and get settled, I just want to tell you, you know, hey, we invite you to come in to the headquarters and sit with us and be a part of our live studio audience. We are here Mondays through Friday, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So listen, feel free to come and join us. We invite you to come. We are one Bahamas, and the Commonwealth is going to be spread throughout the Bahamas in the new Bahamas. I have noticed that a lot of people have been talking about this new Bahamas. But, you know, something that gets me, if we are, you know, progressing to a new Bahamas, you had 4 years to do that. And so now you're talking about this new Bahamas, and where are you getting this from? A lot of stuff that we say, we realize that we're being copied and mimicked, and that's okay because greatness is to be copied. Greatness is to be mimicked. So without further ado, you guys, if you would come and join me today, and we will have a conversation. We will have a live conversation. So again, feel free to comment in the comment box, and we will talk to you, and we will chat with you, and we will have an interaction today, okay? Stay tuned. Mr. Bain is happy. He's happy to see you. Miss Green. And thank you for sitting with me. What are we starting with today? I'm thinking the Morton Salt deal. I don't know what you guys want to talk about first. So much.
Yes, sure.
Okay, let's do the Morton Salt deal. Now, my thing is, right, if we produce this thing, we produce this salt, we produce all of this stuff, and then we export it, and then we pay for the same salt that we export in our something is wrong with that. I don't know if it's just me, it's just my opinion, I could be wrong, but if we are, you know, if this is something that it's a natural resource, that's what it is, and we have the salt coming in our country, and the Lord has blessed us so greatly that we have all of these natural resources, and we allow a company to come in, and they export it, and we go in the food stores, and we pay for it. I think that's a travesty. I don't know how you guys feel about it. It's travesty. But I digress, and I will allow you guys to speak. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. To our viewers watching us online and to our studio audience, welcome. Well, we all know that Morton Salt is one of the most strategic operations we have in the Bahamas, especially with as being one of our natural resources next to aragonite that has been mined for decades. And we look at the fact that where it's located right now, even though we have the salt spread through all of our family islands, we look at the fact that it was being mined and operated in Inagua. And it has been changed through multiple foreign ownership for quite some time now. And we are about to see that take place yet again. Where we are right now, especially in the Coalition of Independence, the Coalition of Independence is based on ownership. We want to be able to move forward in owning our resources. And for me personally, I think the Inaguans in Inagua should be able to benefit directly from that resource. And when I mean directly, they should be able to receive dividends. And not only dividends, they should have the majority partnership shares within that production. This is the direction we need to move forward in as a forward-thinking country, as a country of now owners. Okay, so I want our people to start to accept and get in the mindset of ownership. Okay, this country belongs to us, and we need to start that thinking now, and we need to start working towards that now. So, Miss Aisha Claire, this is going to be a very interesting topic.
Well, you know, like one of the show hosts used to say, this is a provocative conversation. I want us to provoke you to think. And, you know, we have become a people who have opened our eyes. The Lord has allowed us to open our eyes and see exactly what is going on. We are not our parents. We are not our grandparents. We want change, and we want it now. We don't just want it. We deserve it. Yes. So I don't know what you have to say about this, Mr. Bain.
Well, I'll tell everyone exactly what's going on. Morton Salt in Nagua has been sold. It's a nation for sale again. Everything is for sale. Everything is up for sale. Morton Salt in Nagua has been sold. Now, everyone would remember who's been following us that during the lockdowns, Morton Salt International, the entire company that controls salt in the world, was up for sale. Another major company owned them, and that was just a small part of their company because it was a big company that owned it. And they decided that they wanted to sell it. And so they sold it to another company. And now that company is saying that, okay, someone wants Inagua, then we're going to give them the Inagua plant. But they have plants all over the world. They mine salt all over the place. Inagua is just one of them. So why only pluck Inagua? Why didn't you buy the entire Morton Salt? Let me put it in perspective for you. We could have bought, as a country, this is what I was saying at the time, we could have bought Morton Salt for a couple $100 million. Because that's what they did. We could have controlled salt around the world for a couple $100 million. Okay? Well, a few $100 million. Okay? And so the fact that we didn't do that shows our mindset. We could have bought Morton Salt International, having all of their plants all around the world, and we could have activated and reactivated salt plants that we have here in the Bahamas. Inagua is not the only one. We could have reactivated Long Island, which they used to. That was called Diamond. We could have then used Cat Island, which has salt flats also. But their salt pond is like the Dead Sea. They got the good stuff. They have a pond just like the Dead Sea in Cat Island. People travel around the world and companies go to the Dead Sea to make products from that same thing that we have here. The only other place in the world that has that is Jerusalem. It's Israel.
Blessings. Wow.
We have that same thing right here. I was there. We could do so much with that. But we have a government that has no vision. And so we can also do Exuma, which also has the same thing. We have 13 of them around the Bahamas. Okay? Ragged Island is all over the Bahamas. We could have controlled salt in the world. My Lord. Can you imagine that? But we have leaders who just sit back, wait for a foreigner to come and say, I want to do this investment, I want to do that. And then they say, okay, perfect, you can do it. Give me some money under the table. They'll be sitting now waiting for money under the table. They don't care to do anything to move this country forward. And that's what the problem is. So we could have owned that, but we don't own that. And guess what they did? They sold it to a company. Maria, you joining us or what you doing? No? Okay. Maria's sitting out in the studio audience. I used to her spectating. I used to her talking. No, Maria always got some files. I see her open up her book just nice. All our files coming. But we got some files to drop on our hotel thing. So make sure you stay tuned in. because we got some files on that.
Jumping the gun, you jumping the gun.
No, I ain't gonna jump the gun. I sorry. I ain't gonna jump the gun. They don't take my gun. I ain't jumping no more. All right? And so they sold this plant, Graham, to some new companies. Brand new companies. So you saw them in the papers saying that it was sold to a Nassau-based company. All right? These are brand spanking new companies. It's called, they have 3 of them in the Bahamas right now. All 3 of them are brand new. It's called Luska, L-U-S-C-A, Luska Limited. Their license number is, company number is 1500188 if you're looking. They have Luska Ventures Bahamas Limited, Luska Research Limited, and they seem to be, the names that we pulled up are foreigners. We gotta update you on what we have found. Not today, but we gotta update you on what we have found. Who are these people? How is it that these people could just walk into the whole Bahamas and just take something that is ours? That salt is not Morton, that's our salt. That's ours. We are letting them use that area to mine their salt. But that area belongs to us. And we keep selling ourselves short. And so these 3 brand new companies, brand spanking new. The question is, and you'll wait for the answer, next week we'll deal with all of that. The question is, who owns these companies?
Mr.
Why?
B,
Go ahead.
do you think the government had a town hall meeting with the Inagrians? Because
No, they didn't.
I don't even think the union and the former employees are aware of the sale. This seems to be a sale that has taken place in silence, again, under table dealings.
They didn't just buy a salt mining company, no. They just bought a salt plant and a utilities company. Wow. Because they sell electricity to the island.
Wow.
And I think they do the same with water. Every time a ship leaves Anagua, Graham, with salt, that carries 50,000 tons. Not pounds, tons. A ton is 2,000 pounds. 50,000 tons of salt. We released that information during our documentaries that we released during the lockdowns. And we also released the customs papers that show how much we get for that 50,000 tons of salt. For 50,000 tons of salt, which the street value is about $300 million, all right, the Bahamian street value, $300 million, all right, about that, we get $500.
That's what you call an economic apartheid.
There is no agreement, there's no actual agreement between the government and them. It's just, hey, do your thing.
It's diabolical.
Just a mom and pop, hey, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then at one point, the Perry Christie administration said, we're going to sign an agreement with them. And we could get what is due to the Bahamian people. And then they say, oops, but it's election time. We can do it after election. Put us back in, and then we'll get something from Morton Salt. That's what they do every time. And they got nothing. The FNM came in, they got nothing. And so we continue on this path. Graham, salt.
It's not much more to say. If you're getting $500 and I'm the other guy getting $300 million, but it's your land. It's your land. The island belongs to the people of that island.
And our salt.
And it's your salt. It's our salt. So why are we negotiating like soup kitchen owners? The biggest problem in the Bahamas is that we let people come and take the natural resource and we say it has no value. What we should be doing is on different islands and starting in Grand Bahama because it's a city, we should be manufacturing the products Don't sell sand, sell drywall. Sell paint, sell the end product, do the manufacturing. But we don't have the money for it. That just tells me that they don't have the idea on how to make it happen. Because if anyone in here said they wanted to do a drywall plan, you got investors throwing money at you. But the difference is, you be the owner, they be the investor. I can leave you with this. How could we just do what we did, level that part of Paradise Island by the lighthouse? That's our land, right? Crown land. Somebody put some lawn chairs and some straw huts on it, and they make millions a year. What do we get?
Wow.
Wow, this is diabolical to the Bahamian populace
I
to.
also want to add before you go on.
Sure.
There are Haitian nationals who are now harvesting salt and selling salt. They are sending salt from the Family Islands to Nassau. They are harvesting salt in other places, including in Tuma. And they're sending salt to Nassau, and they are selling salt. So y'all been here in the Bahamas for 16 million years. And y'all let these people just come here. The legal foreigners selling salt, 50,000 tons at a time, and now the illegal foreigners are selling salt. We got the pictures. Selling salt by the bag. They look like the bag they use for the kiddo fish. That's how big the bag is. Or the bag they sell the sand in.
But Lincoln, our salt is organic, clean salt that doesn't have chemicals in it. This is a big difference. They say you have high blood pressure, you have heart attack, you go to the hospital. What's the first thing they put you on?
Salt.
A saline drip.
That's right.
But that salt, is that different from the other salt that you buy, that's iodized and everything else? See, organic stuff always sell for more.
Yeah.
And since we have the saltiest water in the world, open body of water, because the Dead Sea is closed, right? You realize that the outboard motor company of the United States used to send the outboard motors here to run them on a powerboat to document the effect of such intense salt.
Wow.
And each year they'd send them back to study it. That's how salty the water is. But tourism, see, each one of these islands, they say we got to subsidize these southern islands because they can't make the money for the power. You know what I mean? No, that's not true. Because you said you went to Cat Island and you saw the salt pond, right?
They call it the healing pond.
It's a healing pond because people travel all the way to Israel to go swim in that salty water, and that should have been tourism gone to bed. There's so many ways to make money on these southern islands that they could sustain, and the money stay in the island, like you said.
Yeah.
If the money's made in Agua, it should stay there, right? Could you imagine if they had negotiated a deal for half? $150 million on each boatload, right? Divided by how many citizens live there? A couple hundred? They'd be driving Ferraris to work to the salt mine.
Hello? Hello? And I don't know if you guys, but my daughter, she had like upper respiratory issues when she was a lot younger, asthmatic or whatever. And a lot of times they said, put on the saline. Why are we paying for it if we have it? This is a problem. This is a problem. Mr. Producer, I don't know if you can find the video, and we can play that before we go on with the opposition leader, one of the opposition leaders, because we are the opposition, Mr. Pintard in the barbershop, because I think I need the viewers to see it today. And Mr. Bain, I don't know if you want to comment on it, but I want to hear what you have to say. I want to pick your brain on that.
You mean one of the other parties, not one of the opposition, because we ain't had opposition for a long time.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're the only real opposition.
I'm so sorry. Listen, I take correction very gracefully. I take it very gracefully. But I want to say something. Which camera can I look in? And I want to emphatically say something. We are coming for our things. We ain't playing no more. See, I had to change into Bahamian dialect so you can understand. We coming for our things because we don't have time for the things that our family, the generation before us settled for. We don't have time for that. We have time for a new Bahamas. We need our stuff and we need it now. You know, the commercial said, I'm coming for my stuff and I want it now. I want my money and I want it. We need our things now. So I don't know what you, wrap it up. wrap it up, because when the Coalition of Independence come into Parliament and when we sweep through, Bay Street and we walk through, we're going to bring a cleansing into the country. We're going to bring a change like never yet before, because the people need it, the people are desiring it, the people are longing for it, and we are here for the people of the Bahamas. Yeah. So change ain't coming, change is here. Mr. Producer, I don't know if you have that video. We're going to play it.
Real thing you did as Minister of Agriculture.
I got the Cabinet of the Bahamas to agree that 40% of all food items that are purchased, whether it's by restaurants, by hotels, or food stores in the Bahamas, and eventually cruise ships, that 40% of those items would be purchased from a Bahamian producer. The second part of that agreement by Cabinet was that 70% of all food the government purchases, 70% must be purchased from a Bahamian producer before the government is able to import any items to satisfy the group that they are purchasing the foods for. So that means Ministry of Health that pays for a lot of food, Ministry of National Security that pays for a lot of food, Ministry of Education, etc. That is a huge incentive for farmers to produce, knowing full well in advance that they have a shot at selling to private sector groups before those private sector groups can import, or the government.
Wow. I mean, I love the barbershop thing. It's very candid, and for a creative, that was really good. I don't know if that was staged or, that was something, I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But it was pretty good, but that's a lot of talk. We don't have time for plenty talk. We talking too much.
A lot of talk and
we
no
need
hair.
action. We need action. I don't know about you guys in the audience, but we need action, and we need it now. You talking, and we're not feeling it. The people who are getting $260 a week are not feeling it. The people who are hungry, they're not feeling this. They're not feeling the results of what you're saying. So guess what? I'm so sorry. I can't accept that. But it was nice. It was nice production. Thank you so much. Mr. Bain?
Oh my God, I can't believe you can make me talk with Vintage. Man, listen, it's like everything is a stage play. Yes. Everything is faked. Yes. Everything is acting. It's like, hey, y'all, we can sit in the barbershop so I can look personable, and you pretend to be cutting my hair. The man's hair is bald. So I turned around and I saw the fella putting grease. I didn't know it was going to be on the screen. Putting grease in his hair. And after putting grease in his hair, pretending, and he's cutting the air. Literally cutting the air. Nothing against the barber. I know they asked him to pretend with him. And he's cutting the air because you don't cut someone's hair after you put grease on it. Or whatever you was doing. If it's grease, alcohol, whatever that is, you don't know. And it's like, and then he was doing a lot of brushing. You don't brush the cape. I mean, but you brush people's clothes. Yeah. But it was clearly staged. Yeah. Before I even get to the content of what was being shown, this is not the dispensation for fakeness. The Bahamas needs real results. Yes. And the people are tired of being lied to. Yes. Yes. Of putting on a show just to make them feel we will do this or we will do that. And they know that you're going to do nothing. I want you to actually look at that again before I comment on the content of what. Play that again for everyone to see. I want you to look at that again and look at the barber behind him. Don't listen to him for a sec. We can do that again, but look at the barber behind him. And you could see it was like, okay, we could pretend, we could make this look good. We could just make it look like you cutting your hair and I'm here talking while getting a haircut. It's like you're acting. Play it.
Real thing you did as Minister of Agriculture.
I got the Cabinet of the Bahamas to agree that 40% of all food items that are
he's rubbing
purchased,
his
whether it's
head.
by restaurants,
Oh, don't take it down
by
yet.
hotels
Come on.
or food stores in the Bahamas and eventually cruise
Now
ships,
he's brushing him.
that 40% of those items would be purchased from a Bahamian
what are you brushing?
producer.
Why are you brushing him
the
before
second
you?
part of that
Now he's clipping.
agreement by cabinet
and he's clipping
was
the
that
air. Look. Watch when he come around.
70%
Air.
of all
Air.
food the government
He's
purchases,
clipping in the air.
70% must be purchased from
And the
a
machine is
Bahamian
turned the opposite
producer
way, if you know,
before
with
the
cutting air.
government is able
He's clipping the
to
air.
import any items
Like, I
to
can't
satisfy
believe Pinta them
the
making me
they're
do this.
purchasing the foods for. So that means
Look, and
Ministry
now
of
he's
Health
brushing
that
again.
pays for a lot of food. Ministry
The
of
man
National
hair
Security
ball,
that
and he's
pays
brushing
for,
again.
for a
Look,
lot of
he's
food.
brushing
Ministry
again,
of
a different
Education,
brush.
etc. That is a huge
I don't mean brushing
incentive
hair, brushing his
for
clothes.
farmers to produce, knowing full well in advance that they
this
have a shot
is not
at selling
what the
to private
Bahamas
sector
needs.
groups before those private sector.
Is acting. Now I'll comment. Yeah, get his face up there quick. Now I'll comment on what he is saying. They asked him, name one thing, because everyone says he's unaccomplished in any way. It's particularly as minister, the worst minister of sports ever. I didn't mean to talk about this. You get me in trouble. The worst minister of youth, sports, and culture, the worst minister of agriculture ever. And they asked him, name one significant thing you did as the minister of agriculture. And his answer was that. Now, they planned this and staged this. So that means you sit down and plan this to say that, okay, my answer is going to be this. And this the best thing you could come up with? So he said that he got the cabinet to agree to allow the government, etc., and other whatever entities to buy a certain percentage of agriculture produce from Bahamians before they are allowed to import it. Well, firstly, that never happened. You may have had a discussion in cabinet, and they may have agreed to that, but what are you telling me that cabinet agreed to something for? How many things have cabinet agreed to and never done? Absolutely. Cabinet agreeing to something means nothing. That's a total flam. It never happened. Atlantis, Bahamas, the cruise ships were never made to buy 75 or 40%, whatever numbers he is lying about, of produce from our farmers. All right? That right there should disqualify him in the minds of the Bahamian people. Because he is now admitting to you he didn't do anything significant. Because the only thing that he could come up with after staging this whole play is, staging this. The only thing he come up with is something that never came to pass. And somehow they are thinking that Bahamians are so foolish, they're going to just like the fact that he was sitting in a barber chair and they were pretending to cut his hair. They're not going to, he reminds me so much of Kamala Harris, where everything was like staged and fake and a production and just, y'all just come twerk. Y'all get Beyonce to come. Everybody just twerk. Eminem, you come too. Everyone just get on the stage. Y'all look at the celebrities. We got all the DJs. Don't mind what's going on in the country. Don't mind that you just got rid of us. Don't mind our failures. Just twerk. Wow. And Brave reminds me of Biden. I mean, Trump had it so easy. He had to go against them one at a time. I got to go against the two of them the same time and keep my composure. Wow. But I just wanted, that's all I wanted to comment on with that. Sure. That shows you that there's no hope. And it was those same oligarchs, particularly the F&M oligarchs, who import food, who caused ministers to destroy the agricultural industry. And they are the ones who are paying for his election. And so what do you think he's going to do? If I was him, I wouldn't even have brought that up. Because sensible Bahamians know that they have us buying fake food in this country. That's right. Lord, we're off topic, but this is serious because Bahamians are dying every day. Yes. Dying. Buying for export only. I saw a woman, and we need to share that video. The woman put out a video showing the eggs. And how the eggs was, the yolk of the egg was bouncing like a rubber ball. And it was like synthetic. She literally showed this. A Bahamian woman. She literally showed this. They have us buying fake food and telling us we're eating healthy. telling us to eat healthy, but we're buying fake food. And so the F&M destroyed it. The PLP continued it. And to this day, we are killing ourselves by the food the government is forcing to eat. I want everyone under the sound of my voice to know today that priority number one is for us to grow food and feed ourselves.
Yes.
We are going to invest billions of dollars into that. And we're going to feed the region and the world. That's another conversation for another live, but I just thought since Pinta had brought it up,
Man, it
I'd
hot.
comment on it.
It hot. Not hot in here because we are cool, but it's hot. These topics are hot, hot, hot. Now, I
Hey,
remember.
but I'd like to weigh in on that.
Before you jump in, because I can let you jump. Before he jumps in, I want to say something. Our country is not for sale. Our country is not for sale. And I don't know, and this is off topic, but Grammy will bring me back on topic. If you remember, and if you have seen on social media, a lady from Haitian descent, I don't know exactly, but it run me hot. Let me say it like that. When she was talking about the Bahamian passport and telling us, come for it, she was tantalizing the Bahamians. How dare you? How dare you do that to Bahamians? We didn't invite you. You came to our country. And you are humble until you got what you wanted. But guess what? No more. No more. When our national chairman said you are selling the passports like candy, you came for her. But guess what? We have proof. We have the evidence. Come for me. Come for me. But anyway, I digress. Mr. Graham, go ahead.
So, you know, the haircut and shave is what the people been getting, because that. But on the content alone, right? What deal did you cut with a cruise ship to bring in whatever food they need? Do they pay VAT? Because they did achieve something, you know. 12% on your healthy organic food. Now, the stuff that make you sick, the bread basket, they know what that does. Dr. Dwayne Sands knows what that does. He's a heart surgeon. But the good, healthy steak, meat, organic food, 12%. So they achieved that, and 4 honorable people said, do not raise it. Where are they today politically? Big food has big pharma, and big food has a grip in this country. We had more food security before independence than after. That's a shame. You haven't grown. Wow. You've regressed. We had a 24-hour-a-day cannery in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. You ever seen a cannery where the cans fly by? Stuff goes in and the lid goes on? 24 hours a day. So what kind of fruit and vegetables we was growing? How many to have that machine running? We had the Charolais cattle in Rock Sound, Eleuthera on quarantine from France to Montana. Wood princes are still there. And you know, the calves might have stayed with us. We had Hatchet Bay Farms with so much dairy, cheese, ice cream, and milk, organic, that it used to come to Nassau twice a day. All of the public school children had milk free. Free. We had, what was it in Andros? I forget the name. Something Farms that was growing. We had the biggest onion in the world. Remember the Outback blooming onion? But that was Exuma. Sugarcane and Abaco, plus citrus. So when you say, Mr. Bain, that we could feed ourselves, think about this. How many fish in our ocean? We have a natural fish hatchery. We have a natural fish filter as the current runs up to the U.S. So I always say this. Only God knows how many fish we have. But let's say it's 1 billion fish at $5 each. And that's renewable if you do it sustainably. That's half of the national debt in fish. We haven't even touched conch crawfish and anything else in the sea. And some of these people eat sea egg and some weird stuff. So the potential of fish alone. So when you look at it and say that the party and Mr. Bain can't do what he says, I say he could do more than he says. I've spoken to a lot of the political parties and leaders, and not one has had, I use this word, gargantuan thinking. They can't think big. They think like a soup kitchen owner. When I say let's build a new city somewhere, Mr. Bain says let's have modern overhead transportation. They can't even figure out how to get a bus to run in the capital after 52 years. We need to bring them on stage.
I don't know if you, Charlotte, you have something to say before we wrap this up and go on to something else?
Yes, so back to our salt in Inagua and all of the natural resources we have in this country, we need to move forward to, again, ownership. And like I said, I need our people to begin to wrap their minds around that. Stop allowing the government to limit us. Stop allowing the government to say it cannot be done. We did not vote them in, and we're not paying them for them to say it cannot be done. We are not paying them for excuses. We are not paying them for under-the-table deal. We are paying them for forward thinking. We are paying them for them to put our interests first, not the interests of foreigners, not the interests of greedy investors. We are paying them to put our people first. Remember, we are not the servant. They are. Yes. So, my fellow Bahamians, we need to get to the point where we ask the questions. Yes. When they come to the door, ask them, do you think that my child deserves 1 acre of crown land? Do you think, or do you believe, does your party believe that we should benefit from our natural resources? Ask the questions. They're coming to your door and they're asking you to represent them. What is the F&M's policy on ownership? What is the F&M's policy on land? Ask them these questions. They say that, what is it? More fire? Our country is burning down. We don't need more fire.
No, they mean more people getting fired.
They said, ride the wave with brave. What does that look like? But when we say change is here, we are saying change is here in the avenue of ownership, in the avenue of benefiting from your natural resources. The coalition has laid out a roadmap. We have laid out a plan. And they said, if you want your vision to be effective, write it down.
Come on now.
Write it down.
Speak it.
We come here every Sunday. Our leader comes here every Sunday to educate, not to entertain. So sometimes it's so difficult for me when we watching, little TV, radio shows and stuff like that, with these panels coming on, these guests coming on the panels and they're talking. I never hear nothing tangible. All I hear is the issues, why it can't be done. We beyond that right now. Our country is burning down and we are in trouble. We need to get it done. The foreigners can come into this country and all of a sudden things are happening. Things are happening. But try and build a hospital for the Bahamian people. This is an excuse why 5 years later it's not done. This is another excuse why 10 years later it's not done. Try building a school on one of the family islands. 3 years later the school is still being built. 4 years later the school is still being built. Yet Atlantis probably was built in 3-4 years. Meanwhile,
18 months.
18
Atlantis
months.
was built.
Meanwhile, almost a decade, and they are still trying to finish a high school in Grand Bahama. We as Bahamians, we need to stop accepting excuses. We need to stop accepting excuses. We are Bahamians, and we need to realize and come back again what it means to be Bahamians. They're taking who we are away from us. Like I said, Brave Davis came in and he took away the money. The foreigners are coming in and they are taking away the land. Our culture is being decimated. So now, who are we? What are we without our land? What are we without our natural resources? And I just want to bring up one more point, and this is straying off a little. But my fellow Bahamians, I hear the conversations and I see the videos, I hear the WhatsApp notes. I see the photos of persons sending in photos on certain jobs, complaining about how uneasy it feels to be on a job surrounded by foreigners. Surrounded by foreigners. But did any one of you ever stop to think? And this is the adults talking. Did any one of you ever stop to think how our children feel in classrooms? 4 to 20 something. Did we ever stop to think what they are going through in school? Because we hear the adults talking about when they go in the cafeteria, how it feels in the cafeteria, in the hotels, or on the jobs when they working. You have a whole different set of people speaking a different language, and it makes you feel uneasy. But what about our children? What about their mental state? What about their adaptation? What about them? What about our future generations? Bahamians, I know I'm sorry, I'm straying. Bahamians, I know that a lot of you may be fearful, but the time for fear has long gone. If you are afraid to stand up, you don't deserve to have children, because it's you who are standing up to defend them. But when you creep to the back, my job, the mortgage, the this, the contract, you are putting your children at a risk. So it's time for you to stand up. The time is now. The time was like 5-10 years ago. We're in the red zone. Come on. But some people said it's too late. It's never late. As long as you have praying people and as long as you have fighting people, it's never too late. Stand up or the Bahamas will be gone.
Wow, it's a lot going on today. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's a lot going on today. And I want to say this, every time, if anybody have children or had children, you know that when they're small toddlers and they do something, you clap them up. Very good. Very good. You did well. You want a candy. You want that. Listen, we are not clapping you up for doing the things that you are supposed to do. The things that we are paying you for. We are not congratulating you for doing what you're supposed to do, making the Bahamas a better place. Guess what? We're not a people of anger, and we're not angry, we're passionate. We're passionate for our country, and it makes us angry when we look around and we see what is going on in our country. 52 years and we haven't grown up yet. We're still children. We're still maturing. Get with it, because you're getting out. You're out anyway. So anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. So we're going to talk a little bit, if you notice it hot. It hot in here. Not hot about air conditioning, because we cool, but we hot. We have a passion and we have a fire in us. And God has ignited something in us to push forward for our country, for a better place, for our children, their children, and children to come. Okay, we're going to talk now about the Port Lucayan deal that never, I know it happened. I know. I saw videos. I saw, a lot of stuff going on. I saw the Mr. Pintard talking in another stage thing, talking about what didn't happen, what should have happened. Listen to me. It was the FNM and the PLP. Both of you have been in power, and both of you didn't do anything for the progression of the people of this country. So we really don't want to hear it. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Lucayan deal. And we're going to go from there.
This one hotel has been sold now 3 times by this one government. That's not counting the last government. This government has had 3 deals. This is the 3rd one. They did a Pintard. Pintard is mini-me. He's Lil Lincoln. Everything he sees me do, he tries to do. But it looks like Brave is trying to become mini Pintard. So Brave and them put on a whole play in Grand Bahama pretending to have sold the hotel. Now, if you had read carefully, they were telling you that they are only signing a deal that may lead to a heads of agreement. Not a heads of agreement. All right? But it was just an arrangement that would lead to a heads of agreement. And a heads of agreement could lead to a sale. But they celebrated it as if, the hotel has been sold, let's celebrate. And they pop champagnes and everyone jump on the plane and they were staying in the hotel and staying everywhere, and they had the time of their lives, and they ate the best of food, and then they brought out a whole backhoe. Not really a backhoe, excavator, right? They brought a whole excavator to break down a hotel.
A window.
And so when they started scratching on the wall, they realized that wasn't working. And they channeled their greatest inner Pintard and put on this show to scrape the wall with the backhoe, and it didn't work. So someone come up to them and say, no, 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 just break the glass, the window. And they literally just broke the window. And then later someone tell them, the roof is wood. Try touch the roof. Well, the truth of the matter is, that little scraping they did, they didn't repair that. They've already repaired it. So what was all that about? It's a lot of faking and going nowhere in this nation. And we have to decide if we just want more of that or if it's time to move forward as a country. These people we call qualified. You know, someone asked me, oh, Lincoln, some of your candidates, we don't know them. Who are these people, etc. Do you want more of the same people who have been failing you? The same people who you know has been in government all their lives or working for this company or that company connected to this and that, where you know they're only going to do what they're told? That's what you want more of? Or you want real qualified Bahamians who are going to bring the change this country needs? And that's the question. Because we're tired of them failing us. So, in any event, I know a lot about this deal because I was with a group that was trying to buy this hotel. And we'd made an offer and we'd actually won the bid. And a month after winning the bid, we heard RCL went in the paper now, and said that they were going to offer the government a bid. And we were like, hold on, this is a month after we didn't win the bid. Where they going? That ain't legal. Well, anyway, I'll fast forward because I've told that story many times. So now Electra came, and now this company has come, and nothing is going to happen. Grand Bahama, listen to me and listen to me carefully. From Pinland made that statement in 1987 that Grand Bahama votes for nothing, they gets nothing. His acolytes, Ingram and Christie and the rest of them, made sure that his words carried on. Everything that comes towards y'all gets crushed. Either it's blocked, or if somehow it happens, it gets crushed later. You see it just fizzle away. That place is being destroyed. You need new leadership that's not connected to the PLP and F&M that has cursed you, that's not connected to the Port of Authority that has pledged to give Pintard money, but they say they also give Brave money. So what does that tell you? You need a new direction. And so this hotel deal, I want to show you all a document. It's a very special document. You know we always dig up the stuff, and I got a lot of documents in this hotel. But I wanted to show you something that the PLP won't show you, the F&M won't show you. And producer, I sent to your WhatsApp which one to play next, all right, which one to show. I'm going to show you a document about this hotel, and I'm going to show you who had shares in this hotel and position in this hotel. The reason why the government bought this hotel had nothing to do with saving jobs. It had to do with who had some kind of interest in this. Put up on the screen for them that first one that I told you to show them. This right here is the affidavit of Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis. Affidavit of Hubert Minnis. All right, so I want you to see it. Lodged for the record by McKinney, Bancroft and Hughes. That's the big law firm. All right, and so now play, show, and see this the Registrar General's signature here. So I just wanted to show that this is a legitimate document. I got the whole file, but we just had to take a little screenshot for you to see it. Show the next one. So this right here is Dr. Minnis' signature. Just so you all know, when we show documents, we just have the legit documents with their signature. So Minnis, that's your signature before this notary public. It's a something Scavella. All right? This notary public. All right? Now go to the next one. Now go to the next one. And so this is what the document says. I, Dr. Hubert Minnis of the Western District of the Island of New Providence, one of the islands of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, make oath, ye swear. and say as follows. 1, I am the president of Lucayan Beach Casino Hotel Limited. He is not just a director, you know. He's not just a shareholder, you know. He is the president of the hotel. Hubert Alexander Minnes. This was before they bought it, the government bought it. All right? This was before that. This was him swearing a particular oath because they was doing a transaction with the hotel. And somehow they couldn't find the papers, so he was swearing that the paper's legit. So, Minnes was, or is, or whatever, a shareholder. Did he ever disclose that?
No. Never hear it.
No, it's before he was prime minister. That's when that started. So, in the 90s and 2000s and the 10s, it was Minnes there. Now, Hutchison Whampoa also bought shares in that hotel to bail out Minnes them because the hotel wasn't doing good. So to save Minnes them and the others, and it wasn't just Minnes, whenever you see these deals, it's PLP and F&M. So they bailed them out, Hutchison Whampoa and them. And so now Hudson Whampoa needed a bailout because the hotel wasn't doing good. So Minnes say, hey, we can use the people's money because it's the people's time. And we can bail us out. You see, this is the part they don't tell you. And you notice the PLP is saying that with this. Wouldn't this be some good information for the PLP to disclose? They know it, you know. They know it. They know exactly what's going on, but they are working together to screw this nation. You got one picture there with Minnes with one white fella shaking his hand? You got it? Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, so this Minnes with one white fella shaking his hand. Y'all remember him? Look at Marvin Dames in the back there with our $17 million. Dwayne Sands, the other puppet. The reason I'm showing you this picture is for you to get an understanding of what's really going on. So that was the criminal who they signed a deal with Oban with. All right? And so this was the Oban deal. This was a criminal, right? Now, the PLP, said all kind of stuff about that and teased them and whatever, right? And the PLP said when they get in, they can reveal exactly what's going down. Now, the PLP is in power. You all see them reveal anything yet? Because they working together. The PLP said it was going to reveal information about Dorian. You see them reveal anything yet? Not a word. Because they in this together. All right? And so I just wanted you to see that that deal is not going to go down. Minister, keeping that right where that is. You don't think they could have built that airport by now? Yes. How hard it is to build an airport? Yeah. All right? They could have built that. Oh, I actually have the documents. Minister didn't actually pay money for that. I have the documents. I couldn't give him all these documents. I did it live and I showed it before. They actually only did a bond with them. And every time it's time for it to renew every year, they just renew the bond. So it was actually part money and part fake money. And so the fake money continues. They just keep extending the bond. But what happened was the real bailout was the fact that Hutchison Whampoa and them wouldn't have to pay the maintenance fee anymore, which was $1.5 million a month just to maintain the hotel. which is, it's been 6 years. It's been 6 years since that hotel. The budget that they actually had for it was $17 million per year. And sometimes they went over. So that's just over $100 million. All right? $17 million per year. All right? I call those numbers out of my head. But that's just over $100 million, I think. Y'all get your calculators out. All right? That's how much? $108 million just on maintenance. In fact, the Tribune just printed something by Michael Scott where he mentioned these numbers. All right? He mentioned these numbers. And it's sick. It's sick that those people saved $100+ million. So maybe Minutes got something under the table. I also showed the documents, and I have them, of the fact that Minister didn't just buy the hotel, you know. They bought all the food in the kitchen. They bought all the duck and the spoiled milk and the chicken and the eggs. They bought the food. They spent millions of dollars on the food in the kitchen. I released all of these documents already. We went through them line by line. All this fancy food they waste our money on. They wasted money on food that was spoiled. Millions. They need jail. Now, the last thing I want to say on that before I let you all discuss it is this from the same article where Michael Scott was talking about this deal, right? And you see that, and if you go to the article, you'll see this budget and all that they had. But I want to read this particular paragraph in that document so you to understand where we need to go and what we've been trying to teach you and what's really happening. He said, the Tribune says, however, the Tribune business understands that the Concord Wilshire deal, which plans, to multitask, which plans to invest that hundreds of millions of dollars has not broken down, and negotiations involving the government, developer, and the latter's partners are ongoing. In a bid to close the transaction, the Miami headquartered purchaser is still seeking to reach agreement with hotel, casino, and golf course partners. I stop there. Do you all know what that means? Remember, I told you all that we should be in the cruise ship business. Yes. We should be owning these hotels. Someone asked me the other day, you think you could have got the Grand Lucayan SOLD? I said, nope, because I would not have sold it. I would have had it owned by a sovereign wealth fund. Every Bahamian, by their birth certificate, would have a share because of their birth certificate in this tourism company. Others can buy more shares in, but you have an automatic share because you are a Bahamian. And we would own it. They said, yeah, but the government ain't good at running these hotels and stuff. They won't run it. Almost no hotel you see around the world is run by the owners. 95% of them are run by management companies. Persons who are experts in the field. And most hotels are under brand, management brands. It's normally the Hyatt, the Marriott, and who the other one is, and one more. All right? And Hilton, thank you. They are the ones that actually run these hotels. Even when they don't carry their name, they are managing them. So it's not about owning it and trying to run it. It's shareholders. The Canadian Pension Fund, for example, owned the Hilton British Colonial. Think about that. That's a pension fund. They just own it. Someone else runs it. After Saul Kirshner lost Atlantis, the Marriott was running that. And so they are saying they're finding management companies for hotel, to run the hotel, to run the casino, and to run the golf course. We have to come out of our slave mindset. We have to understand how world business works, how international business works. They've kept us down so much that we don't know how things work. And we always think, well, we can't afford that. These companies don't use their own money. When RCL bought it, they said they had to go get a loan for the $60 million they was offering. They didn't have the money. My group had the money, cash in hand, proof of funds. But they had to go borrow that $60 million. They don't use their own money. That's not how business works. They'll always tell you, well, oh, you're talking about natural resources. To do the process is going to cost money. We don't have no money. That's not how business works. It's time to fast forward into the future. And it starts with our mindset. But I just wanted you all to see that. The hotel is not going to sell. It is a huge flam. There's a curse that the PLP and F&M has on Grand Bahama. And you know that Pintard, admittedly, is going to be a puppet of the Port Authority. The Port Authority has no vision for Grand Bahama or for Freeport. And so it's going to be destruction if you allow them to get back in. We have a real vision for Freeport and Grand Bahama. It will be the Singapore of this region. And we can get it done. Y'all turn.
I don't know who else want to jump in, but we're not just talking about problems, we're talking about solutions. We're not just, naming this problem, that problem. No, we're talking about solutions. So the people up here are they're coming with solutions, problem solvers. So if anybody else want to jump in on that, you can go right ahead.
Well, it's very simple. If you live in Freeport right now, what you have is what they think you should have. Because if they thought better of you, any of them from independence, you would have had a new hospital. You would have had nicer roads. You would have had ownership in that economy. So we teach servitude in school. We don't teach ownership. And not everybody could be an owner, they're going to say, right? That's easy to change. But they want you to come tell them how you can change it specifically so that they could repeat what you say. The thing is, you can say that the COI and we have no answers. You might be right, you might be wrong. But we know you have no answers because 52 years of doing nothing. And if you had the answer, more egregious, if you had the answer and you didn't help the people of Grand Bahama for 52 years. So if I see you decide you don't want this, then you definitely want nothing. What did the former Prime Minister say? Nothing from nothing is nothing, so keep nothing. No, it's time for you to actually vote for you. You're not voting for us or me. You're voting for you.
Well,
You can go ahead.
so as it relates to foreign investment and local investment or local ownership, when foreigners invest, chances are they will see the risk. That's what goes into investment. They see the risk. With us, with ownership, local ownership, we see opportunity. They can walk away, we can't. We have to be able to, like I said, move past this servitude culture that we have. Mind you, this is what made us who we are today. We are a hospitality nation, a nation that accepts. We don't exclude, we always include. But that is also one of our greatest strengths, but it's also one of our greatest weakness. It's not balanced. So we need to get to a point where, first and foremost, Bahamian ownership, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is here for Bahamians. Now, when foreigners can walk away from their investments, we can't, because this is home. This is home. And we have to get in a place where we are surviving, but in a sustainable way. A sustainable way that's going to overlap generations to come. We are fighting for this baby that's sitting here in this audience today. We are fighting for our children and our children's children. So this is why I am so proud to be a part of the Coalition of Independence, because the Coalition of Independence is about policies. Okay, and I will always come back. Do not be amazed by someone like, can I say this name? Do not be amazed by someone like a Sabas. Do not be amazed by someone like a Leslie or Miller Bryce who is going out in the communities and feeding and doing this. Yes, that is good. Church communities can do that as well. But we need these people sitting in parliament with the pen, legislating policies, drafting bills that is going to allow our people to benefit from their natural resources and to become owners. We don't need you feeding our children in school those poisonous foods that are being transported into our country. I thought we had food and quality control. We don't need people feeding our children, especially when we lack food security in this country. What are they feeding our children? Listen to me. I refuse to blame the PLP and the F&M government any further. Right now, the buck falls at the foot of every adult voting citizen in this country. We cannot continue to blame the PLP and F&M. Mr. Lincoln Bean and the Coalition of Independence, the Bahamian Evolution Movement, have already identified, educated, and shared what has been going on in this country. He who have eyes, let them see. He who have ears, let them hear. If we decide, we have a decision and a choice to make. I know change isn't easy, but my fellow Bahamians, is now or never. It's do or die. It's do or die. We have a country to preserve. It's more with us than there are against us. Ladies and gentlemen, change is here.
Can I ask one question of the chairman? I just got a text from somebody. They say, how could Bahamians be the owner of a whole hotel? And you just sat here and explained. So let me broke it down. I used to work for, not me, but if I worked at a hotel for a few $100s a week. And during COVID, I took a portion of my house and I fixed it up for Airbnb. And now I get $100 a night. That's $700 a week. I now own the bed, the sheet, the pillow, the air condition. That's called ownership of tourism instead of just working in it. And I know everybody could grasp what I just said. Go clean somewhere for someone else's building, or own my own building and keep all the money. It's as simple as that.
Good evening. Let me just add something to what is already being said.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Stephen McQueen, who is a candidate for Nassau Village. We haven't officially announced him as that yet, so pretend I just didn't tell you that. But this is Stephen McQueen, very educated educator with a very impressive resume. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you so much. One of the things that troubles me is the fear that we have of being more than who we are. Our system was designed not to create leaders, but to create workers. I love the pledge of the Bahamas, except for one piece. What does it say? I pledge my allegiance to the flag and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for which it stands. One people united in love and service. I don't have a problem with serving, because that's what love is. But why couldn't we have that service be leadership? Or ownership. We can lead. We can own. And I want to challenge you on this. From time, I don't know, some of you mightn't be as old as I am. You would have known about the so-called trickle-down economy. It never trickles down. It's the folks up top get what they want, and maybe you might get, if we could quantify it, 5 cents, right? Listen, the time to move beyond that is long past. You can own your own. There's a saying, if you don't build your dream, you can spend your life building someone else's. We're not just trying to teach you to dream. We're showing you can own the reality of it. You can come into possession of it. My parents, my mom, she worked all her life and did her best. She was a worker. She did what she knew. We're learning something different. We're learning that there are options. There are opportunities that we didn't think about before. Things that were kept. Mr. Bain and the coalition is opening your eyes. Do not be afraid. Let me tell you, this is a God movement. And if you have God with you, you and God are a majority. This is not just talk. This is real. Have you... Each party that's come before, they've talked jobs. When have you heard someone else say ownership? When? Only. And we're saying, move away from this slave mentality. Let's move into the new Bahamas with a new mindset. Let me say this and then I'm going to put the mic down, right? People are afraid to try new. I get it. But when was there ever a prime minister who was a prime minister before he or she became one? When? When was there ever a prime minister that was simply born a prime minister? Someone had to give him an opportunity. Someone had to give an MP an opportunity before they became an... Come on. You cannot say that because someone hasn't done it yet, they should never have that opportunity. We're saying give us the opportunity to show you better, to bring you into better. This is what this is about. We are about you. This is what it's about. This is about you. And I can tell you. And you know what? It is real. But it's even more real when it is realized. And we're saying you can realize. This isn't dream. You know, they were calling Mr. Bain crazy until they weren't. Until they were forced to acknowledge the things that he was saying, the documents being presented, the evidence. One of the things that I tell people as a minister is that faith is based on evidence, you know. It's not a blind leap in the dark. There's evidence. When we talk about believing in God, that's because there is evidence.
Come on, you're speaking.
So when we ask you to believe the things that we present, it is because there is evidence. You're not being led blindly. There is evidence upon which to stand.
Come on.
Take a stand. Take a stand.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. We're learning so much. We're getting so much information. I hope you are taking it. And I want to say this. You guys who are sitting at home, I want you to know that if you don't vote, you've already voted. If you don't vote, you're saying, I agree with whatever happens. I agree with whatever is going on. I agree. So guess what? You have to get up off your laurels, and you need to go and you need to vote for your children and your children's children and your listen, you need to get up and do the work. We're not just talking, we need action. We don't need, cyber ninjas who can just type. We need you to go out there, and we need you to stand up for your country, stand up for your people, stand up for the next generation. The gentleman says faith without works basically is dead. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But we speak by faith, and we believe that it is so and it is done. We believe that whatever we're speaking now, it is so and it is done. I don't know if you guys have had history and you learned the story about Christopher Columbus. And while I'm speaking, Mr. Producer, if you can do up the video with Mr. Fred Mitchell about immigration. If you can find that one, we'll play that. But as you're looking for that, I'll speak. When Christopher Columbus came into our country, people had already inhabited, we had people living here. And guess what we did? We welcomed them. Like Miss Charlotte Green said, we are a people of service. We love people. We bring them in, and we take them for face value. But guess what they did? They raped, they robbed, they took away from us the things that were ours. And I want you to know that we're taking it back. We are breaking the cycle now in the name of Jesus. We don't come by flesh and blood, but we come by the power that Jesus Christ has given us. And we believe that we are taking this country back now. We are taking the country back now. We are taking this country back now. It is so. It is so. Amen? And it is so. Producer, do you have it? You having church today? We having church.
Check your WhatsApp.
Yes. Church today.
While he's lining that up, I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on what Graham was talking about with this opportunity for us to have ownership. All right? We don't campaign on jobs because jobs are automatic if there's ownership. All right? What we need to campaign on and what we need to produce is ownership. Ownership will provide jobs. The problem in our country is we allow the foreigners to own, and we only work for them. And so we have a parasitic kind of economy. We are parasites. When the actual truth is they are the parasites. What do I mean by that? They are bringing their hotel and they are planting it in our nation and sucking from our tourism product. People won't come to our beaches. They won't come to our country. And they are coming and sucking the resources out by taking all of the money from the tourists. And they are taking everything, even down to the people selling coconuts on the beach. The hotel now won't do that. They want to leave nothing for Bahamians. All right? They all the lounge chairs, they won't push all them off. They want every single thing that they can suck. All right? And we have no problem partnering with them, But we just need to change our mindset to realize that we can be owners with them. Think about that. We can be owners, and then we could partner with them. Why not? So we're not going to stop any foreigners from coming in and owning hotels. You got a good hotel idea? Come, man. Come. Enjoy yourself. But just know we have a hotel right next to yours, eh? Your beach stop there, our beach start here. And so that's what needs to happen. And so that's what we're going to do. It's about ownership. Yeah. Stop letting them talk to you about jobs. And what they do is keep you poor. They do everything to block you and hurt you to keep you poor. Yeah. Some of these taxes they don't need, What they need to do is break your back. Wow. So that you stay poor. So that when they come to you when election time come, with that little couple dollars, they feel like the heroes. And so that's how they keep you broken so that they can stay in power. They breaking you. They didn't need necessarily to increase VAT to 12%. Think about this. Just a few years ago, we didn't have VAT. VAT didn't exist. We was doing without it. We was doing without it. And our debt was less. Our debt was $5 billion. VAT came, and now our bill went up to 13, 12 billion. So y'all wake up. A lot of what they're doing is to break your back, to make you stay poor, to stay dependent on them. And so they are not afraid of us, you know. They're not really afraid of me, you know. They're afraid of my mission. Because my mission is to empower you. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that you're not going to need them and then they can't control you. I told you when I met with Brave Davis before the last election so that we could table that Aragonite bill in the House. We needed to get permission for Vaughn Miller to second that bill. All right? Because we believed that Reese was going to chicken out, which he did. You know, we always have a plan B. All right? And so we said that McAlpine and Reese would do it, but then I met with Brave to make sure I have a plan B, because you always got to be on top of these fellas. And when I met with Brave said, Lincoln, everything that you are saying is true. He said, as Minister of Works, all this stuff about the natural resources is true, and we know who doing the natural resources. We give them the license. This ain't nothing we got to research. We know who they are and what they're doing and where they're doing it. He said, you know, and all this stuff you're saying with the carbon credits, all of that is true. He said, but you can't tell them that, you know, because they ain't gonna believe you. He was talking about the 100,000. He said they could get way more than that, but you can't tell them that. He said they ain't gonna believe you. He said on top of that, you can't give it to them. I said, what do you mean you can't give it to them? He said, because then they ain't gonna need you. I said, Brave, what'd you say? He said, they ain't gonna need you. I said, so this is about control. He said, well, I old school. You give it to a few and let them provide jobs. And that's how you keep control. I don't know if he felt he was just giving some good old-fashioned advice to a young politician, and I must just go along with it. But that's not what God sent me to do. Maybe if I was on my own mission, that could work. But I ain't on a mission of my own. I believe that God wants to empower every Bahamian. Every single one. And that's the mission I on. And so I told him, I said, that means you're my enemy. I told him this face. And so we have to focus on empowering ourselves by changing our mindset. Look at what Traore and them is doing. That poor country, they now doing what we used to do. They packaging tomatoes. They making cashews.
They debt free.
Yeah, they're debt free.
I actually had a minister tell me, a former minister tell me, he's on radio. He said, what country's debt free? I said, you have to Google, I have. And how did he do it so quick? Could we do something when the COI becomes the government? Could we remove the word jobs from all heads of agreement? Mm-hmm. What would you have left?
Well, the reason they put jobs there is deep. They put the word jobs there because our Crown land says that it's supposed to be for the benefit of Bahamians. And so technically they put that it's going to provide jobs for Bahamians to say that it's going to benefit us because we get a job. But that's not a benefit. If you are the beneficiary of an insurance, you're the owner of that money, right? If you're the beneficial owner of something, you're the owner. Someone who has a job in a company is not the beneficial owner. But they are playing with us, and that's why they keep us ignorant. But we're about to change this game. I had some conversations with some leaders from that region recently, and it's powerful. They're waking up.
They want to come here to invest. Can you imagine the wealth of the place if someone's going to leave the other side of the world to come here and we can't see it?
We go in there to invest. We can spread our wings. We can benefit from the economies of all of our neighbors. We can benefit from the economies of Jamaica, of Cayman, of Barbados, of you name it. We can benefit from it.
So you see what I've said. For 52 years, where have you ever heard from any leadership big thinking?
We are going to make owners in the Bahamas. We're going to encourage our owners to spread around the world. Our embassies are going to be used to spread our interests around the world. So that if you decide that you want to go to Germany to do business, our embassy in Germany, from you reach, we got everything lined up for you. We know who you need to talk to, where to get your business license from, how you get your bank. We give you all advice. Everything you need is lined up and pocket. Let's go, Bahamian. You straight. We are going to empower our people all around the world.
So you could roll out the red carpet for us at our different embassies, like we do for foreigners.
Yes. And we are going to create jobs in other countries. We are going to create owners from our country and in our country. We have to change our thinking. We are not raising our children to be slaves. And if you look at our plan for education, you will see that doesn't transform. You can learn to be an owner in school. You ain't learning to make no beds and scrub toilet. You're going to learn to own the bed and the toilet. We are not here to give you a fish. We are not here to teach you how to fish. We are here to teach you how to own the boat. That is our mission. You wanted them to play a video. You go ahead with that video.
Mr. Producer.
During a recent Fox Hill branch meeting, Mitchell expressing the urgency, noting that it could lead to serious long-term challenges for the Bahamas. He says it's falling below critical replacement levels.
The numbers in all the schools in Fox Hill have dropped year to year. So I think Sandlands Primary was at one point, I think last year, 600 and some. It's just over 400 this year. And the same, knock-on effects, L.W. Young, Doris Johnson. And what does that tell you? Last year, when they published the census figures, they said that the Bahamas population growth is 1.7% per annum. In order to replace the population, you need to be at 2.1%. So that means that we are below replacement level. And the population, by rate of natural increase, actually declined over the previous 10 years. The only reason the population increased was because of immigration. Otherwise, we would be in problems.
So highlighted the PLP's commitment to reforms aimed at ensuring Bahamians have the security and resources they need to thrive, especially as they approach retirement age.
So,
now, I want you to see what their policy has become. Their policy is immigration and making money off these immigrants. To justify their policy, they are spreading this nonsense that we're not having enough babies. Let me tell you the only time you would need to have a lot more babies. That's if there's a lot more death. Our birth rate is more than our death rate. So we don't need nobody else coming here. That's common sense. But what they are doing is trying to justify why they are doing what they're doing. There's a picture that you have. I don't know how you will find it. It should be blue background or black. With Luby Georges saying that the Bahamas is an underpopulated, extremely or very, one of those words. He used an adjective to describe us. Said that, and this was as soon as this PLP government got in. First he said the Bahamas is an underpopulated place, an extremely underpopulated place. All right? And then he put another message out saying, you all come out of the bushes. You all come out. Come out of the, we ain't in the bushes no more. In other words, they taking over. See? The Bahamas, this is another one he did. He did this more than once. The Bahamas, an underpopulated country. And then when Brave Them God, and he did another one saying an extremely underpopulated country. All right? Oh, we are dealing with a country that is severely underpopulated. And he posted that one like this in after Brave Them got in. What is severely underpopulated?
Mr.
Do you realize what I come right now? Do you realize that most of America is not populated? All those middle states, no one live there. No one live in the Rocky Mountains and all them plains. Most countries are like that. All right? So what is a severely, in other words, is 15 million of them. They like to quote 11 million, but I can guarantee you they don't do no real census. All right? They don't. And so it's at least 15 million of them. So in other words, what they're saying is they come in to fill this up. And majority rules. Go ahead, Graham.
If we severely underpopulated, he must have never tried driving school traffic, eh? Because it's a jam. Listen, Bermuda and
He never tried to go to school.
Probably.
He never tried going to the hospital and getting a bed.
Exactly.
He never tried getting an NIB card.
But Bermuda and Cayman, what do they have? About 35,000 people? Is he saying they're even worse than us for population? See, our numbers is what makes us super wealthy. We used to be the richest country in this whole part of the world. Then we fell to number 3. Now we're number 4. How could we be the 4th richest place in this part of the world? Per capita. And they say that's not a fair metric, but it's the one they use to lend money.
In the video clip that was just played, Mr. Mitchell said that the birth rate is 1.7% per annum. Let's imagine for a moment that there's truth to that. Let's just imagine there's truth. But listen to what he said without actually saying it. He said, as Mr. Bain said, we're going to flood the country. That's what he's really saying. Mind you, the PM said that we don't have an immigration crisis. But it seems like Mr. Mitchell is saying either we have one or we're going to have one because we need more people. That's really what he's saying. We need more people. And if we didn't have the immigration issues that we have, we wouldn't be enough people. I want you to hear that message. He's telling us that we need more immigrants. Is this why they're not bothering to address the illegal immigration issue?
You got it.
They're not trying to address it.
Can we empower the people we have now before we bring more? And I mean the organic people. Can we empower the indigenous organic Bahamian first and then talk about growing?
Absolutely.
Why would you, if you have no money, why would you grow? You want to get plenty of money and then you can grow because you could afford to grow. Most people here can't even afford a number 7 fast food.
But
so empower the people first.
Listen, Bahamas, very carefully to the message. Sometimes it is important to hear that which was not said. We call it read between the lines. If, according to Mr. Mitchell, our population would be in trouble were it not for the immigrants, that it only grew because of the influx of immigrants. Now listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully. According to what he's saying, our population is declining. The only way within a reasonable amount of time to increase it is to bring people in. Our people are struggling as it is, as I do my walkabout in Nassau Village, the people that I'm coming upon who have no employment, let alone own a business, have no ownership, and you're telling me that your greatest concern is to bring others in who also don't have employment, but somehow they're going to find employment before they reach, right? While my people struggle from day to day, don't know where their next meal is coming from. Do you even know their names? When last were you in the village? When last were you? Listen, Bahamians, this is real. There is a replacement policy against Bahamians. A replacement policy. It's by design. They create an atmosphere so that qualified Bahamians, you go off and you go to college and you get your education and you get this great but then you're told there's no job for you. Don't come back. By design. Or you come back and you're overqualified. Or you get hired and then unknowingly you train your replacement who is not Bahamian. This must stop. It is within your power to stop it. Make it stop. For those who are, you're at this place where you don't feel like you want to vote, please remember that if you do not vote, that's a vote that the government don't have to worry about. Because it's not cast against them. That's a vote that the other party doesn't have to worry about. Make it count, because whether you vote or not, a government will be there. A government will exist. Make it the government that should be there, the Coalition of Independence.
I just want to add to what the last thing that you said about persons who decide not to vote. That is exactly what they want. They want you to not vote because they don't trust Bahamians anymore. They don't believe that you're gonna support them anymore. They know that at some point, Bahamians gotta get sense. They know you more than you know you. They believe that at some point you're getting tired of them. And now that they saw the election with the low voter turnout, they knew it was time to flood this place with the other people. And you see, immediately after that, they started flooding this place with the other people. And so they want you to don't vote and let the other people vote. That's what they want. They want you to say, man, I tired of them, all of them the same. So that the other people come in and now they have a say. And then you will lose your country. Because you felt like, man, I tried one, it didn't work. I tried the next one, it didn't work. You never tried the next one. You only tried one party. The PLP and FNM is one.
I don't know if you want to say something to add, Charlotte.
Yes. So we heard Fred Mitchell said that there's a decline in birth rate in the Bahamas. But what we didn't hear was why, the reason, the causes of this. But we heard immediate solution on how they can increase the population. Bahamian population, no. So I do believe in Mr. McQueen's statement where he said that there is a policy replacement. We understand there is an issue, but what is the cause of the issue? He did not identify the cause of the issue. Why is there a decline in birth rate? We are witnessing economic apartheid because we know that we cannot bring children into this country if we cannot afford it. And it's not only based on bad financial management, it's based on the economic status they put our country in. The overspending, the over budget, the high increase in taxes, the double taxes, the light bill, health care, See, when we look at a young woman or a family man with multiple kids, you hear the stigma. Why are you having so much children? You can't afford it. Listen to me. That's the song all around the place. It's not like women don't want to have kids. We have to be real. Look at apartments. Look at mortgage. Apartment is running into $12 to $2,000. So he's talking about the fact that the birth rate is low. But what is the cause? And how can we remedy this situation before we bring in a new, different type of nationality to breed out the Bahamian population? Because that's exactly what is going to happen. That's not a fix. That is not a fix. That's the extinction of a nation. That's exactly what that is. So Fred Mitchell, maybe you should contribute to the population of our nation. But then again, we don't need that abomination. So before you replace my people with a different nationality, you are sitting in a seat where you can impact change on a different level. Take note into why the birth rate is low. We haven't heard anything from you as it relates to that. But the Bahamian people stand against the plan of the PLP. And Bahamians, again, ask yourself why someone like Louis Georges, Frankie Floridor, and many other Haitian nationals support the Progressive Liberal Party.
You pronounce those names so well. My goodness, my goodness. I want to see a family photo. That's what I want to see, Mr. Mitchell, a family photo.
I want to see birth certificates too.
You know, Mitchell is part of the reason why the population is low. But I also want to say that, you know, we have to maintain our culture. Our culture is who we are. And they're trying to infiltrate us with a different culture. You know, and they have a weird culture. You know, they have a weird culture. There's another picture, not the last one I just told you to line up. There's another picture there with Luby. He made another comment. I want you to see these comments because I want you to see the persons that our government is empowering. Louis made a comment about God. In other words, he was letting you know that he's an atheist. He don't believe in our God. They got their own gods. Being atheist doesn't mean that you are a bad or evil person. Growing up, society had me thinking otherwise. All right? I don't know if that's 14 hours a day. But that was when it was taken, it was screenshotted, it was 14 hours. But this is recently. And so he has always been an atheist. Fred Smith, who he's close with, is also an atheist. This is the atheist crew. Pintard wrote a book previously, and the forward for that book, that's his poetry book. The forward for that book was done by a man who is an atheist. The forward for Pintard's book. And this man is a professor who goes around insulting God and challenging God. He's had a lot of controversy, all right, because of the way he goes around challenging our Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and our God. And that's who forwarded Pintard's book. Look at his book, look at the man who forwarded his book, and then do a quick Google search. I ain't got time to get into that today. These are the people who are coming to the forefront with their funny cultures. And we keep letting them, because we look at the good men and we push them down. That's like woman. That woman like the bad boys. And the good man who would love them till the day they die, they ain't want them. They want the fellow who could treat them bad. And that's how we kind of act as a people. We get the politicians who are going to treat us bad. And we keep settling for that. And so I want you to know that there's a culture of evil running the country. But right before Dr. Miles died, he made a comment. I wish I could have lined this video up for you. Dr. Miles said he wished he could get 20 people from his church to just go and run. 20 real, regular Bahamians to just go and run in the next election. All right? Because it's time for change. He said that. And we need real people and good, righteous people to go and run. So that we push policies that are decent. Not these sick, twisted things. And so when you have a Dr. Minister in the F&M who put Marlon Johnson, who's an atheist, to run our finances. And listen, if someone is an atheist, that's between them and their God or their non-God. All right? That ain't my business. But when you are like a Marlon Johnson who is on Facebook every day insulting God, cursing God, and insulting people for believing in God, calling you stupid and calling God a depraved monster and saying these kinds of stuff, and you put him over our finances and you wondering why immediately after Minis put Marlon Johnson there, hurricane hit, boom. Instantly. COVID come down, the country started going, but everything they touched turned to dust. That whole administration, everything they touched turned to dust. Now we got a prime minister walking around with voodoo beads on. Literally walking around with the voodoo beads on. Taking picture with Luby with the voodoo beads on. I wish I'd line up that picture. We have to preserve our culture. That's ours. That is who we are. If someone else will have their culture, you have your culture. In your land. But this, my land. In my house, my culture in my house. In your house, your culture in there. Don't tell me I got to do your culture in my house. And don't come in my house bringing your culture. If you go to a Japanese house, they can tell you take off your shoes. So if you won't come in their house, you take off your shoes. All right? It's simple as that. We have to preserve what we got. There's only 200,000 of us. There's millions of them surrounding us, ready to pounce on this good thing we have. We like Joseph and his brothers. All of those around us looking at us and saying, we could take what they got. We could be who they are. We could be who they are. You all hear me? They trying to replace us. That deed poll, no foreigner is going to be able to do a deed poll in our country.
Thank you, Lord.
Them days over. It's going to be illegal. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much. I actually wanted to play. Okay. All right, so we could continue and do what we got to do.
Well, I want everybody to know that we at the Coalition of Independence, we believe in the Father, God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is ingrained in our foundation. Christ is our solid rock. We stand and all other is sinking ground, okay? So I want you to know that we believe in the Father and we believe that this is purpose and he has given us the victory already. And I want you to know that even as Gideon went forth and he felt that he was inadequate to take the people to free the Israelites. And you know, God said, you have too much. You have too much. I want you to know that there is more for us than against us. I want you to know that the Egyptians you see today, you shall see no more forever. Because we are marching and we are going into the promised land. Come go with us, man. Come go with us. So we're going to open the lines. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to open the lines to our our viewing audience, and we're going to open the line, well, you guys, the floor, to our audience that is in-house, our live audience. And I'm going to give you the number so that you can call in. We want to hear from you. The number is, why can't I get it open?
You don't know my number? Everybody know my number.
Well,
803-5995. It's the number. You can call in.
803-5995. There you go.
Come memorize it.
Don't call me out. Don't call me out. So we open the floor live to our studio audience, and we open the lines for you to call, and you tell us exactly what you want to say. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you today. So anyone has a question, a statement, anything, we want to hear from you because we serve you. It's open. We have one on the floor. Anybody's going to run the mic, or I'm doing it.
Grab that mic.
Good evening, family and friends. In 1 minute, I'm just going to tell you something. Everybody knows about...
Come forward and talk so they can see you.
And turn around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Louisa Wells Jordan. Who knows about WD-40? Everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the story. Norm Larson, I think it was the late 50s, early 60s. He was a scientist. WD means water displacement, right? It took him 39 tries, and he failed every time because it wasn't working out. Something happened, like I think almost accidentally, where the water displaced. On the 40th attempt, he got it right. I'm sure his family wanted to commit him to some Sandilands or some institution. That man spent probably years doing that. He didn't give up. Do you know how much? Well, I don't remember. They have a net worth, I think they're multi-millionaires. But maybe billionaires by now. And the product still continues. You cannot give up on your first try, your 10th try. I remember a CeCe Winans song that I want to leave you with. It's too late to lose. He's already done it. It's too late to lose. You got to keep moving forward. And be like Norm Larson. Yeah, you might fall down a couple of times. You might make some mistakes. But if you are called by God, whatever number it is for you, and I think we are at that number now. Do not give up. Yes, enemies are around you. There will always be enemies around you. Walk through the fire, and you get your WD-40.
There you go.
I just got some breaking news just coming through on this Sunday afternoon. This breaking news. The government had promised to pay the civil servants to give them their raise in September. Now they're saying they're pushing it back to December. They just put out a press statement saying that you're not getting paid in September anymore. You're going to get paid in December. In December, there will be another announcement pushing it to March or May. All right? Of the next year, most likely. But of course, I need Bahamians to be more understanding of their government because you all are too ungrateful. Trying to keep a straight face. You all are too ungrateful. Brave and them had to go to Africa. Your little raise is not important as Brave them going on a trip to Africa and spending a couple $1 million on a trip to Africa. And so you have to decide if you want Brave and his wife, because his wife could dance. She liked to do the little twisting. You have to decide if you want her doing the twist in Africa or you want your raise. Be reasonable, Bahamians. Brave on his last leg. Let that man travel. He couldn't travel for a little while. Now he can travel. Y'all leave that man alone. Be saved.
Is that the bad money?
I also want. Oh, sorry. I think we have the phone lines on the not disturb. We got a call coming in. Let's just take this off do not disturb. Okay, we got a call coming in. Caller, you live. Go ahead.
Yeah, how are you today, Mr. Ben?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, listen, I'm Mr. Sturb calling from Kennedy Sub, and I might have been none of those folks who might have been on Bay Street with you guys, but at the same time, I like what you guys are saying, and me and my family, I think we're like a family of about 6 in Kennedy Sub, and my kids, like, we're on board because I like the ideas that you guys are pushing, because these are similar ideas that I have, formulated in my, through my years. And so I just here to let you know, stay encouraged. And then as I go through, like as to work and back and so forth, every time I'm having conversation with people, I am also, advocating on you guys' behalf. Just letting you guys know that, hey, Bahamas are here, we are actually doing it, right? I mean, contrary to the public belief. But people are doing it. You understand me? So, but just stay encouraged. You understand me? And another thing I got to say, those ideas that you guys are pushing, whether it's like I hear you guys watching the live now, you're talking about trying to build a new city, one of the other islands and so forth. These are stuff that, of my own heart. You understand me? Because we have to do things a little different from the way things are currently going. And Bahamians, like I said to you again, it's so sad to know that, hey, our people are, like you say, we are stuck in this mentality of just being an servant rather than trying to just have ownership, and like I tell people to work, I work for Atlantis, and I tell people to work. All these corporations, they come here and they capitalizing on our sunshine and sea. And when I heard you guys talking about the fact is, if a hotel would want to come in, you have no problem with that, but at least we put a hotel next to that. And so we'll be cutting the ribbon also. And so those kind of mindset and ideas, like with me, I'm the type of person. And I never voted. I coming from a PLP family, never voted for like the F&M or the PLP. 2 times I ever cast a ballot was for the DNA. So I'm all about changes. Can't continue to do the same thing, end up with the same result, and expect a change. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know, and I don't know who the person who is representing Kennedy Sub, but I will.
That's Maria Daxon. She's right here listening to you.
If you're coming off for Kennedy Sub all the way down, like you heading south, you heading south. Once you get to the T junction, you make a left, and my house is like.
No, don't tell the PLP them where to come. Don't tell them where to come.
I'm saying if you're coming through Kennedy Sub and you come all the way down to the T junction, you're gonna take a left, and my house will be like the 11 or 12 house on the right hand side. It's house number 69, right? And it's purple with white trim. But my name is
Maria number.
Yeah, my name is Sturb, all right? And I'm telling you, yes, there's the Sturb. And anyone who knows me on this in my neighborhood, they can direct you if you can't find me. But you guys need to come around, at least show your face and so forth, at least, so people can get really familiarized with you. You understand me? Because at least in my house, like I said, I have four adult kids, right? And then me and my wife. So you're looking at about 6 people already just in this one home. You understand what I'm saying? And so whatever I do, I'm not doing it for me. I do it for my children. And I become to be a grandfather now, right? So we are actually leaving. You know what I mean? We're the ones who, we aging out. And so we have to leave something back here for these children and our grandkids. And we have to give them a fighting chance. You understand me? And what our people don't realize, the stuff that the governments are doing right now, is in short term, it seems like it's working for us, but in the long term, it's going to hurt us. Yeah. And they don't have that insight to see that, hey, the decision you make today, it's going to affect us long term. Because, like you say now, with ownership, if we don't have ownership into the land, and all we have live with us, when you say they're already finished with us, the only 3 things we're going to be in this country is a consumer, a laborer, and just walking around with a title as a Bahamian. Yeah. And everyone else around us, already, they have ownership. And the person with the ownership, has power in the land. And this is what I'm trying to get. So when I have a conversation with my colleagues to work, this is the things that we be discussing. And I'm going to say the most people I've spoken with, a lot of us are in agreement and what you guys are saying. Because they are behaving to our setup, and basically, hey, at the end of the day, it seems like there's no changes. You know, and so I'm glad what you're doing. I want you to stay encouraged and keep pushing. And like I tell you again, because my thing is, even with Andres, I'm from Andres, coming from a PLV family. And I'm telling you, I never had that I couldn't understand, like, the whole setup, like, you know what I mean, because and the handout stuff and so forth. How it is you are the person creating the problem, and then you come and try as if that you're trying to resolve the problem. It doesn't make no sense. None. And even with the 5% back, I look at the fact is, even on bread basket items, I'm going to let you go soon, but on bread basket items, you didn't have to give us the 5% back. All you had to do, like I told my wife, was basically, if you're charging the companies 100% duty, bringing these stuff in, reduce that by 40 or 50%, right? And then basically, let them know they have to pass it on to the consumers. And then basically, that's the 10% that you would still would have been in place. Then you could say, well, you know what, we're going to take 5% of that and put it towards the national debt. Then I know that, hey, there's something meaningful that you're actually trying to help and trying to ease the burden on our Bahamian people. And brother, that's what it's all about. And then another thing before I go, I want you to know that at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when you look at the fact with these companies will come here in this country, right? I want you all to notice one thing. They're running a monopoly on us, right? What they call a circular economy. Yeah. I work for the corporation on Paris, like I told you, right? So when we get paid on this Thursday coming, right? This is your 5,000 staff working for them. Then what happens? When we get paid, our money goes to their brother's bank, right? Because you know, I'm not against white people. I look at it for what it is. So our money goes to their brother's bank, and then when we go withdraw that same money, their brothers just made $5,000 or $6,000 on the thin air from us. And then we turn around, and then we take that same $100, go to the gas station. Who owns the gas station? The same Caucasians or whatever you want to call it. And then on top of that, when you look, we spend $20, $30 for them for gas. Then we take the same $70 for the leave and go to the food store. So all we're doing is actually just basically this money is just staying in one circle, and so we have to repeat the same process every week or week in or week out. And I don't think that's fair to us Bahamians. A lot of Bahamians are not seeing it like that. And then another thing, most of these countries, most of these companies, like I told my wife, I said, when you look at it, right, you have Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. Then these folks right here now, they're getting like, they're making their money on coffee. Coffee is duty free. Who does that benefit? That doesn't benefit me and you. That benefits them. Yeah. You know, and then when you look at the pockets, whether it's the industrial washers, they're duty free. And that's the note I need you to investigate it. Diaglo owned Superwash by himself. A Jewish guy out of New York, he died now, but his son took over. He needed a partnership in the Bahamas, and him and Diaglo became into the partnership. And so these things that they're putting in place, that to help these folks continuously, you understand me, to capitalize on us, and that's what's holding us back, so we could come together as a people and capitalize and put our capitals together, and that so we could benefit, and like you say, can open up stuff that, hey, we have ownership to it, and I think that's the best thing that we can leave here for our kids at the end of the day. So Mr. Beard, you have a good one, and you and the COI, I guess you'll keep your heads up and keep pushing the issue, and keep also speaking on behalf of the Bahamian people, because at the end of the day, yes, and we have to wake our peoples up, because a lot of our peoples, we sold water from the pump. We out here basically can't find monies to put food on the table. You can't find monies to pay the light bill. You can't find monies to pay the water bill. And then on top of that, and then at the end of the day, and I listened to the brave that they talking about.
Oh no, we can't go into nothing else. We got to take it to some other cause, all right?
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, brother. You have a good one, and
all right.
I appreciate you taking my call.
You too, my brother.
We clearly have a general there.
803-5995 is the number. 803-5995 is the number. You can call WhatsApp or regular. Before we go on, we didn't get to talk about the last thing we wanted to talk about, which was the electricity issue, BPL and Freeport Power. We'll save that for another time. But I wanted to show you a picture that's going to make it all make sense for you. All right? Jackie, what's up? There's a picture there that's going to make it all make sense, and you're going to understand why BPL was sold out. All right? And who is benefiting from BPL being sold out. All right? And so, once we're able to hold a line caller, we'll get right with you. This is a very special picture. All right? This picture, hold up for me one sec, please. This picture that you're looking at is Franklin Wilson, who represents the interests of the PLP. So when you see him in a company, that ain't his company. He is just the face of the PLP in that company. And all them get their piece of the pie. It's run like a mafia. All right? When you see Tommy Turnquest, he is running the interests of the F&M to make sure they got their man on the board and they getting their share. It's not solely Tommy Turnquest. So whenever you see them, that's the PLP interest and the F&M interest. Now this man in the middle, this man is called, his name is Pike. Pike. It's his last name. Pike is the man who owns the U.S. company that BPL was sold out to. Now, it's not literally, they sold out the distribution generator. They got it of the things that have value because they can't legally sell BPL. All right? BCs can't be sold. I did a live showing you the documents on the fact that BEC cannot be sold. All right? And so, this Pike is the partner in the Cotton Bay with, or Jacks Bay, with Tommy Turnquest and Frankie Wilson.
My Lord.
He is their partner. They are also partners, those two are there, in Focal. Along with others. And so they bring their partner in, and all of this is one big swing. The reason your light bill is so high because you keep voting for it to be higher and higher and higher and higher. All right? That picture tells 1,000 words. They doing this in your face and y'all don't get it. In your face. They are saying, no, Bahamians, this their mindset. Bahamians so dumb. We ain't got to hide no more. We ain't got to hide. Perry and Ingram could beat the dinner together now in front of y'all. It don't matter. Brave and Pintard can travel together and take pictures together. You know, Bahamians ain't gonna do nothing. That's how they feel. And in fact, they don't care because now they can bring in the Haitians to vote. And just what they've been doing to you every election, making you get mad with the one so you swing hard to the next one, they can do the same thing to the Haitians. They can start swinging hard back and forward. I know we got a caller. We got other people trying to call, but I got to explain this. I got to sign up for this one. Someone asked me a question because I made a statement about Utah last week. And someone said, no, not Utah, Taylor, my partner from Controversy TV. Utah, the state. I want to say this, and I want you to understand the reason I brought up Florida and the reason I brought up Utah. Florida, you see what happened there. Those few millions of people from Cuba took over Florida. Millions of them didn't come over, you know. There was millions already in Florida. They had a bigger population than the Cubans, but the Cubans have since taken them over. They got all the government positions, all the business opportunities. They took over. And if you think that that can't happen here, your children in trouble because of you. Now, the reason I brought up Utah, and I didn't have a chance to give a history lesson because sometimes we just got to breeze through this stuff. But our job is to educate the Bahamian people. I told you about Fiji and what happened there before. Utah is a place controlled by the Mormons. That's a religious group. They didn't start out in Utah. They started out in Missouri. First, they were in Missouri, and they started doing exactly what the Cubans did. They started getting economic power, working together, and voting as a bloc, putting their people in certain positions, and they started controlling things. They started working together as one. And they started taking over. Because when you have a group of people divided by politics and divided by other things, you have another group who's united, that united group is going to win. And that's what they did in Missouri. And they started taking over until it got to the point where the people started to realize what was going on. They started to realize, and it's like, no, something going on here. These people are trying to take over. And they come up with their little funny culture for us. And we don't do that culture that they're doing. And eventually, the people rose up and had to run them out of town. The governor said, no, this is enough for y'all. Y'all taking this place over, and y'all trying to control our politics, our economics, and everything else. Y'all gotta go. And it was violent. There was a violent uprising because the people, the government was being sold out. They had the government officials in their pockets, and then they started taking government positions. And the government was doing exactly what our government is doing. Until the people say, well, when the law of man fails you, you go to the law of the jungle. And so the people rose up, rioted, and got them out of that place. They fled to Illinois. And they were in Illinois, and they continued where they left off, and they started taking over Illinois. They started getting themselves in position, doing the same thing, economic, working together. Nothing wrong with working together. But if you want to stay separated, you want to let a group of people come in and work together, and you end up nothing, that's on you. But they started working together, but this time, they said, okay, we're going for the whole hog this time. They felt so powerful, and they had so much business and business opportunities, etc., that they literally made a decision, hey, we could take America. And Joseph Smith, who was the founder of the Mormons, ran for president. And when he did that, because he felt, listen, we're so strong and powerful, we got the money, you know, I could outdo all them fellas who were running for president. And Joseph Smith decided to run for president. When he did that, the president said, hold on now. This going too far. We know what y'all was into. Y'all want to take over. You know, before they would just make the little comments. The little comments here, oh, Illinois is a very underpopulated place. You got to fill this place. Huh? Yeah, we got our own religion. We ain't worrying with your religion. Do our own thing. And just how you heard Luby say he want to run for prime minister, they did it. And they ran, they offered them, Joseph Smith offered himself for president of the United States. And that's when they got run out of town again. And so the government say, y'all, we tired of this foolishness. Y'all trying to take over. Y'all wasn't, if y'all want to take over a state, that's one thing. Y'all trying to take over the country now? And they ran them. And then they went into Mexico. All right, which is now Utah, because Utah wasn't a state yet. That was still under Mexico. And they went into that area because they felt, okay, we are in the United States. Boy, they caught on to us and they run us out of town. Let's just go across the border and we'll stay right here. And they stayed there. But it so happens that that's when America was expanding, and that's the same time when America and Mexico had their little thing, and Mexico turned over Utah to them. And so, yeah, they reached that area, a piece of that area called Utah first. But they was in the whole of Utah. They just in a section of it. But other Americans was there too, mining and doing other stuff. And so Mexico just gave that to America. And then America stalled for 50 years to make Utah a state for 50 years after it was turned over to them. And they stalled because they were like, these moments too powerful. If we let them become a state, because they done taken over this area, they're going to have too much power in the U.S. Senate and the Congress and all that kind of stuff. So let's just stall. And eventually they let them become a state. They were the governor, Joseph Smith. They were the governor, sorry, not Joseph Smith. his replacement. Joseph Smith was actually killed in Illinois. The people flooded the jail and they killed him. And that's why all of them had to leave town. Because this man, they trying to take over. But the people, again, the government was failing them, so they just went and they stormed the jail and they killed Joseph Smith. His replacement and them, they went to Mexico and later became Utah. And eventually they started taking over. They took over the whole thing. They had full control. And they got what they wanted in Utah. To the point where some Americans was moving to Utah to do some mining. They were on their way. They are peaceful people. And the Mormons got with the American Indians and they attacked those people. And they killed 128 men, women, and children. Just slaughtered them. They say, listen, we run this. And that's when the U.S. government said, hold on now. And they sent the army to go there and deal with them. They took so long to deal with them, now it decided to become an army issue. And the army went down there, and the Mormons had their own militia by then. They had their own militia, they had their own army, and they was fighting. To the point where the U.S. Army had to make a concession with them that, okay, once the governor stepped down, we'll let you all stay there and do your thing. But he stepped down and then put a puppet in place. But I said that to say that there's ways for you to be taken over if you're not careful. And you could call it xenophobia all you want to. But this, our country. And if we sit down and allow this to continue, we could be in problems. Same thing happened in Fiji. They had to have coup d'etats. The people had to rise up. See, my concern is I don't have faith in our Bahamian men that they'll be able to pick up a gun and stand up and fight when it's time to fight. So I don't want it to have to get to that. So we got to cut this off at the pass. We got to stop these politicians now. Through the right way. We got to fight for our children and our women. Men, we got to stand up. Because a war is coming. Heed my warning or feel later. It's happening right before your very eyes. And that's why I brought up the issue of Utah the other day. A lot of us don't know history. A lot of us don't. And that's why we keep repeating it. Let's go to the phone lines. Sorry, but I just had to do that. You still on there? Call you live.
I'm calling from Freeport, by the way. I want to say to you guys to continue to keep fighting for us. And Charlotte Green, I want you to know you are my favorite. You inspire me. Like, I don't even know the words to say to you. I like the fact that you are so fearless, like, you're intelligent, and you give me the motivation as well to want to help fight for my Bahamian people. And I want to tell you, keep up the good work as well. I want to tell the whole party of COI, keep it up. And everybody on the live and who's watching and all the supporters, keep it up. You got to keep spreading the word. COI, we're going to make this history. I love you guys. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. COI, we're making history.
All right, thank you for your call. 803-5995 is the number. Anyone in here wants to say something?
Yes, good evening,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Bean. Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean, this is probably going a little bit off topic, but this is very important. And I want everybody to listen to the question that I'm asking, because this question that I'm asking is not being told to the Bahamian people or not aware to the Bahamian people. Mr. Bean, I know this is a security problem, because I know we have an immigration issue, but now this is a security problem in regards to what we might encounter. So I have a family member who came into town, and he informed me, say, boy, Dawson, you know Florida is going to be one of those states, right? So I say, one of those states? What you meaning by that? He say, one of those states that has an open gun carrying state. I say, really? He say, yeah. So I asked him, I say, so how do how do persons handle something like that in the Bahamas when we have an influx of immigration problem, and now we have an influx of guns now so close to us? How do we deal with that situation?
The gun problem is only happening because our politicians are corrupt and crooked. I keep telling you that we don't have a crime problem, we have a corruption problem. All right? We don't make guns here, so it's easy to keep guns out of here. If guns was being made here, then that would be a problem. If fellas them could just make guns right here. But that's not the situation. So how are the guns getting in? There's only a couple ways that guns are getting in. They're getting in through pleasure yachts coming in. Someone can bring in a gun, any gun on their pleasure yacht, and all they have to do is declare it to customs when they come in. But they don't have to declare to customs when they're leaving. So they could bring a gun and say, see, I have these 5 guns, that's my guns. And customs say, okay, you declared it. That's it. Just like when you go in across the border, you have $10,000 or more, you just declare it. They ain't care where you get it from, et cetera, you just declare it. All right? That's all they want. Same thing here. But when you're leaving, you could leave those guns and just go. And you brought it in legally. All right? That's one way that guns are coming into the Bahamas. Another way it's coming in is from Haiti. And so in Haiti, they're allowed to legally buy guns from America. So they can buy guns from America. You'll hear the Commissioner of Police said before that a lot of our guns are traced from America. That don't mean they're directly coming from America. They're going through Haiti and then coming to the Bahamas. And they're being smuggled here on boats, on these sloops that was bringing all these people, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the guns are coming that way. Those AK-47s, et cetera, they have, that's not an American gun. All right, that's not a gun that's readily available in America. That's a Russian gun. All right, but those guns are in Haiti, and they're coming over, and they are what's flooding our streets. That's a dangerous gun. All right, and so that's the other way to stop it. So once we close up our southern borders, that's not going to happen anymore. All right, and one thing that we're going to do is, there's very little gun crime in the UK. That's because they made it so severe to have a gun. No one wants a gun. Even the mafia, they walk around with knives. All right? Literally. Because they so serious. If you have a gun, we're going to treat it like you were trying to commit a murder. Thank you. So the same offense of murder, we're going to treat you like you attempted to murder. A gun isn't like a knife. A knife, you could cook with it, or you could do different things with it. That's a utility tool. A cutlass, same thing. But a gun, only one thing you're doing with that. Yeah, you're in screwing nothing in with that. You're in hammering nothing. You're in weeding with that. You have that to kill. So we're going to treat you like you went to kill. And so there's going to be life imprisonment if you are caught with a gun. Less you have gun after that. I mean, why do you have to be soft on that? Why do you have to say, oh, just give them 2 years if they have a gun? What you had the gun for? You had the gun to kill. 2 years and you was attempting to kill? No. You will be removed from society permanently. Guess what? Gun problem solved. That's it, and that's all.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go to the phone lines. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm so glad to be. This is my first time calling in, but I watch you every Sunday, my husband and I.
Thank you.
I have been on F&M all of my life. I've voted, and I'm almost 60. Wow. And I vote in every election. But I can't afford to allow my vote to be wasted and see this country go down. The Lord told me this year that this is the last time, and I want the Bahamian people to hear this. This is the last time we have to save this nation from the foreign people. Yeah. And we don't hate them, but they want to take over. Their goal is to take over. That's why they have so many children. And so I'm saying to you, Mr. Bain, continue to do the work that you're doing. There are some of us who you may not hear or see, but we are in the background. We are praying, because I'm praying for this nation. We don't have nowhere else to go. We have to save this nation for our children, our grandchildren to come. And so Keep up the good work, and we are praying for you, and we got this. We got this. A lot of people out there believe that we're going to win. Believe that this is going to happen because people are sick and tired of this PLP and F&M government. Be encouraged. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Someone else want to make a comment? Okay, the phone line is going again. Good evening, caller. You're live. Oh, turn down your whatever you're listening on, your TV. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to your audience and also to your panels, your panelists. Good afternoon to all of you, Mrs. Charlotte Green, my newest colleague in the COI, Mr. Stephen McQueen. Good afternoon to you, Madam Hostess, and also to you, Rutherford, Grand Rutherford. This is Dexter from Freeport. And I just want to say you have an excellent panel today. The show was an excellent show. And there is just one thing I would like to say, rather two. And one is to the Freemasons. The Freemasons who has their own independent thinking. I want to say to you guys out there, I know the leader of the F&M party is a Freemason, Pintard, and also the leader of the PLP party is a Freemason, Philip Brave Davis. But you as free-thinking Bahamian, I know as Freemason, you have to, you sworn to never leave a brother in distress. And right now, Philip Brave Davis is in distress because he see the COI coming. Michael Pintard is in distress because he also sees the COI coming. And so I plead with you guys out there that are free-thinking agents and free-thinking Bahamians to stand up and represent your children. Because what these guys are doing, they are selling out our nation, they are selling our birthright, and we are going to become extinct if we as Bahamian don't stand up. Now I know for many of you guys out there, you join into these organizations for what you can get from it. The prestige, the influence, the power, the money, the connection, and so forth. But at the end of the day, it is all at the expense of your children and your children's children's lives. So I appeal to you, you Freemasons, Bahamians, I appeal to you. Secondly, I appeal to you, my Haitian neighbors from the South. You come into this country, we have no problems with you working. We have no problem with you gaining your monies. But we are saying to you, stay out of our elections. The election in the Bahamas is for Bahamians. It is not for Haitian immigrants. It is not for Jamaicans. It is not for Chinese. But my thing is, it appears as if only the Haitians wants to overstep the boundaries. We don't see no Chinese coming trying to vote in our polls. We don't even see much Jamaicans coming to vote within our polls. Where does the Haitian gets the gumption from to come in our country and vote in something that is sacred and sovereign for Bahamians and Bahamians alone? So we are appealing to you to stand down. Stand down. If you come out on the day of the election, you are going to be exposed and you will even lose that which you had benefit of before the election. So I'm appealing to you, my Haitian brothers. I'm appealing to you, Lord brothers. I'm appealing to you. Let us stand up for this country. We have one Bahamas. We have one country. We have no other country that we can call ourselves citizens of other than the Bahamas. This is Dexter Edwards, the candidate for East Grand Bahama for the Coalition of Independence. I'm pleading with you all, and Bahamians, please stand up and fight for your nation. Stand up and fight for your country. It is time now. It is time now for us to fight. This fight is a fixed fight, but at the same time, you must stand up. You must stand up to win this nation over. Mr. President, thank you so much for the time to address your audience today and address the country today. Thank you so much coming from Freeport, Grand Bahama. Once again, I want to applaud you of an excellent show. I am watching it on YouTube, and it comes out very clear. And also the PR man who's doing it. You're doing an excellent job. Excellent all the way. Blessings to you guys. Be encouraged. Hope to see you soon in Nassau.
Thank you, and God bless you. Good afternoon, you live caller.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Bain. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Great. I got two things I want to say, sir.
Go ahead.
I want to hit on two subjects here. One, you were talking about the market in the Bahamas. I wish to remind the Bahamian people that the Bahamas is a market. Before any company sells to the Bahamas, they have to get permission from the government in order to sell. And I'm told that, in my investigations, I was told that they can't sell a product to the Bahamas unless they get a minister to sign off on it. And he has to get his cut. That is a definite. You can't sell. The Bahamas is a controlled market held by the Bahamas government and sold to the highest bidder.
Now let me just correct that. No one needs permission from a government to trade in that country. Any commercial transactions are private transactions. I think what you're talking about, though, is the secret deals that they make with the foreigners and try to get under the table money in order to get smooth sailing for what they want to do. That's what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm talking about, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to make sure everyone understands that, because people might think that if a Jamaican wants to come here and do business, they have to get special authorization. No, they don't. I've done business all over the Caribbean, in China, in America, and other places, Estonia, you name it. And I've never had to get permission from that government. It's a private thing. But I can tell you one thing. I have done business in other countries, and I've never had to pay a government official $1. I've never had to see a government official. Even in Haiti, no one asks for $1 of bribe money. But to do business in the Bahamas, whether you local or foreign, these government vultures, these demons, they make you pay to play. The Bahamas is, in my experience, the most corrupt nation in this entire region.
That's correct. And the second thing I want to hit on, sir, the second thing I want to hit on, sir, the guns coming into the Bahamas. A lot of times you have to look to your customs and your customs officials that are allowing these guns come in. And I'm talking from experience, because I had friends who came in on a yacht into Freeport. They had 2 SK-8s, a shotgun, and a 357 and 1,000 rounds of ammo. The CID, they were told, they declared them when they came in. As you were saying, they declared them. But during the time out there, either someone in customs had notified the police, and then the police went out there so that they needed the guns to check them. Okay, so they took the guns off the yacht. And this is from experience, and this is true. The SK-8s can be made into a semi-automatic. Those are like the AKs. And you got the 357, and you have the 12-gauge shotgun. They were taken off with 1,000 rounds of ammo, never to be returned to my friends on the boat. Okay, they sailed back to the U.S. They sailed back to the U.S. without these 2 SK-8s and the shotgun and the 357 and 1,000 rounds of ammo went missing in the Bahamas by customs and the police in Freeport. That's a fact. So when we talk about guns coming into Bahamas, we have to look at some of our officials that are working these customs, and I'm not accusing customs because they do a good job a lot of times, but you got some corrupt officials that are doing just that, and they sell them. Anyway, that's what I want to say on that point. So let someone else.
All right. Calling you live.
Good evening, my president. How are you?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm well here, right in back there, watching the platform and everything that's going on. I'm one of the ladies who actually helped you carry the banner. My name is Clarina Humes. When you went to Bahamian school, I am every day advocating for the COI. And Miss Green, she's sitting right there, and her office is right through my corner because I live just 3 houses down. Tell Miss Green I'm coming to see her again. She's supposed to add me to the group. She didn't when I came in office to see her. But I'm advocating highly for the COI because everything that you're saying, you bring in evidence and truth and facts to the Bahamian people, and I wish they would just wake up. But I'm advocating every day, even on my job. Like the caller called previously, Mr. Stubbs, he said he worked at Atlantis. I worked at Atlantis too. And I did, even if you want me to bring on the show, even with the immigration situation, how we get crooked politicians, and we also have crooked lawyers getting these persons to get citizenship, false name. And I have, actually, the situation with me and my parents also. I have birth certificates and all the proof and documents to prove. So I am advocating for the COI, and I've been doing it. I voted the first one, and I will vote as long as God gives me breath in my body. I will vote again. COI all the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, I think that's it. We can't take any more. We've done almost 3 hours, and I don't even feel it. But we gotta hold on. Let's take one more, and this will be the last call. All right, yeah, tell the next one, call. Caller, you're the last caller for the day. You just sneak in there. Go ahead, you're live.
Really support you from Michigan. I'm excited that COI is there and that people really think about it and really think about what you're saying. But my question is, I know you mentioned something about deed poll regarding making that illegal. But what about Bahamians who are doing deed polls and changing their names or what have you? Anything dealing with Bahamians?
No, only foreigners won't be allowed to do a deed poll for obvious reasons, and that's a national security issue. We're going to treat immigration like national security crisis, all right? I'm not going to say exactly what we can do when we get in, but that's a national security issue. And so as a matter of national security, we can't have people coming into our country and blending in and disappearing, all right? And so we need to know who is who. And so, Bahamians, you're free. You're free to do your deed poll, change your name. That's the purpose of the deed poll, so there's a public transaction to show you change your name. But for the foreigners, we don't want you trying to become a McPhee or a Davis or a Bean or a Smith. No, you stay who you are, and so we could know who you are. All right? Now, we're going to allow foreigners to come and work in our country, but you could come the right way. Because if we are the owners, we can need someone working for us. And so we're not against foreigners being here, but you can come here the right way. You're going to speak our language. We ain't learning your language, and our children ain't learning your language. All right? You can speak English because you're an English-speaking country, and you're going to submit to our culture, not us submitting to your culture.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your call.
Much, and I support you 100%.
Yes. Thank you. All right, we had another call coming in, so you better hurry up, get off here before we... This is my ice cream time, y'all cutting in.
Listen, we have been on the air for about 3 hours, and we didn't feel it at all. I want to say thank you to everyone that came. Well, some of us felt it. I want to say thank you to everyone that came and sat in the audience. Thank you for all of you who are live and watching us. Thank you for rocking with us today. Thank you for having us and allowing us into your home. Remember that we are here for you. We believe in you, and what is to come is so magnificent. I believe that the hope of the people are being restored, and I believe that the people will walk into the new Bahamas with power and authority through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So as we leave you and we leave your homes, remember that change isn't coming. Change is here. Yeah. I am Aisha Claire.
Before you go, I just want to say this. If you need your parphernalias, your hats, your T-shirts, your car flags, etc., it's time to represent. It's time. You can come to our headquarters and you can pick those up. All right? You can come to our headquarters and get your hats, your flags, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure the people know who you are representing. All right? I am at the headquarters every single day. I'm going to start alternating between Pinewood headquarters and the national headquarters. But if you need to see us, we're at the national headquarters. It's set up like a lounge. If you want to come here and chill out and hang out, we are here every day. Yeah, enjoy the AC, enjoy the internet. We got Starlink, all right? And we got the big time Starlink, the high performance one. Yeah, the big time one. But you can come and hang out with us and enjoy us and meet your candidate or set up an appointment to see them, etc. So that's where we are every day, all day. If you want to see me, I just want to say this to the persons who are trying to get in contact with me. I'm literally getting tens of thousands of texts every single day. All right? Not from separate individuals, but tens of thousands of texts every day. Sometimes I will not see your text. And sometimes I will. Please don't hold it against me. We're dealing with a lot of stuff, and so sometimes I won't get your call. We're dealing with a lot of stuff, but keep trying to get me if you can't, or you just come to the office and set up an appointment, and then you will know for sure you got me for that 2 minutes, all right, or 15 or an hour, whatever you need. But that's what I have to do. So y'all, please have mercy on me. Everyone is calling. Everyone wants me to address their issues and deal with their issues, and we're trying to help as much people as we can. But please understand, and you can come to our office, call our office, and set up an appointment if you need to reach me urgently. All right? Or you can just keep trying to text or call, and when you get me, you get me. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we want to say thank you to our producer. Thank you to all of our panelists, and thank you to you, our viewing audience and our live audience, for being here with us. Again, change isn't coming, change is here. I am Aisha Claire, and we're signing out for now. See you again next week. Same time, same place. Thank you, Bahamas.